Good morning. All right, welcome to day 2 of the Tennessee STEM Innovation Summit. Yesterday was such a phenomenal day of learning sessions. Thank you to our presenters, all of those folks that presented in person as well as pre-recorded the learning sessions for our on-demand library. We could not do this without you. So I have just a couple of quick announcements. So first, the representative for Memphis School of Excellence Mendenhall, if you are in the room or nearby, if you could please come up here and see Kristen. Kristen will wave for you. Thank you so much. And the other announcement is I've lost my phone. Somewhere in this room, I think. It is a Samsung with a white case. So if you could find it, or if you do happen to see it, could grab it for me and take it to the registration desk or bring it to me, I would be very appreciative. Thank you so much. All right, so this is my favorite time of year where we come together as an educational community to celebrate innovation in education. We have a wonderful award ceremony planned for you today. We are going to be recognizing the network's 2022 Statewide Design Challenge winners, the STEM Excellence Award winners, as well as our new cohort of STEM and STEAM designated schools. So we are going to start the celebration with our 2022 Statewide Design Challenge winners. And to get us started, I'm going to invite my colleague, Misty Brown, to the stage.
Welcome and thank you for joining us to the awards ceremony. I have the privilege of announcing our Statewide Design Challenge winners. So the Statewide Design Challenge is an annual competition that allows students to explore real-world problem solving. This year's challenge allowed students to reimagine infrastructure to help their communities. So please join me in congratulating this year's winners. Our elementary winners are Allison Leal and Noah Lee Wells from Powell Elementary, Knox County Schools, flooding problem on the playground. Our middle school winners are Ashlyn Harhill, Blake Cobb, Logan Hink from Arlington Middle School, Arlington Community Schools, earthquake-resistant structures. Our high school winners are Jacob Paul, Soria Korasapati, Ryan Vongsamphan, and Darsh Kandawal, Nolensville High School, Williamson County Schools, faster than the flash flood plan. Now, our Blue Sky Award is a special award for someone that really thinks outside the box. The sky is the limit. So, Lucas Manuel from Willowbrook Elementary School and Oak Ridge City Schools came up with an amazing idea for clean energy magnetic trains. And our last award is STEM for All. This special award goes to someone who really embodies that STEM is for every single student. It doesn't matter their age or their ability levels. It's not just for the kids that are in all AP classes. This award goes to Adeline Hamlin, and she is from Pope John Paul II Preparatory School, and she imagined a lunch tray that would no longer have your things sliding in the floor. So stop the slide, a lunch tray for students with disabilities. So those are our winners for the 2022 Design Challenge. We'll have another one coming up in the fall that will be announced, and I cannot wait to bring that out to the students. We actually reached over 10,000 students with this one this year, and I am overjoyed that that many kids had an opportunity to experience STEM. So please join me now as we move into our Excellence Award winners, and I'm going to welcome to the stage my colleague, Kristen McQueen.
Good morning. I have the privilege of starting us off with the STEM Excellence Awards. So not only are we going to recognize the work and commitment of STEM education in schools, we also want to call attention to the teachers that make this work possible. It is my pleasure to announce the winner of our first STEM Excellence Award. The process of finding these nominees for the Excellence Award begins with Tennessee educators. You nominate your colleagues, administrators, leaders, advocates, and you tell us about how they've impacted STEM education in your school and your community. Today, we honor the commitment of each of our nominees that have given to STEM education in Tennessee. The Excellence in STEM Teaching Award recognizes a teacher who exemplifies integrated STEM-infused teaching strategies, classroom innovation, and whose work has led to positive learning outcomes. This year's 2022 Excellence in STEM Teaching Award goes to Letitia King. Letitia teaches STEM 1 Foundations and Honor Physical Science, as well as co-sponsors the school-wide STEM Club at Arlington Middle Schools and Arlington Community Schools in Shelby County. Letitia provides opportunities for her students to immerse themselves in critical thinking and collaboration while highlighting multiple subjects through problem-based learning experiences. She also provides opportunities for students to have access to industry experts through participation in authentic, real-world learning experiences. Please help me congratulate Letitia King on being our 2022 Excellence in STEM Teacher Award winner. So we know that behind every school and every teacher, there is a leader that is passionately supporting their staff, students, and community. Tennessee is filled with an enormous number of outstanding leaders, and today I have the honor to recognize the 2022 Excellence in STEM Leadership Award. This award recognizes an individual that has pushed innovation to the limit and truly exhibits out-of-the-box thinking. This year's 2022 Excellence in STEM Leadership Award goes to Jessica Holloway. Jessica is the Hamilton County School District's Innovation Coach, and Jessica has made a significant contribution to the impact of STEM implementation in Hamilton County by supporting dozens of schools as they engage in STEM learning. Jessica has led schools through numerous varied STEM-focused professional developments, provided targeted coaching through teacher evaluations, and supported administrators, teachers, and students to creatively incorporate STEM opportunities for all. Please help me congratulate Jessica Holloway as this year's recipient of the Excellence in STEM Leadership Award. And please welcome Misty back. She's going to help close us out with the Excellence Awards.
Thank you, Kristen. I have so much fun handing out the awards. Okay, so we have 2 more awards left. Our STEM Advocate Award is recognizing a Tennessean who has demonstrated a passion for STEM education through their public advocacy and partnership and leadership organizations that advance STEM for all. This year's recipient leads with a quote from Sally Ride: "When girls see her, they can be her." The 2022 STEM Advocate Award goes to Dr. Judith Iriarte Gross. Dr. Iriarte Gross is a chemistry professor and director of the Women in STEM at Middle Tennessee State University. She also spearheaded the first Expanding Your Horizon conference in Tennessee, and that served 10,000 girls. This has since been rebranded Tennessee Girls in STEM, and it introduces middle and high school girls to STEM role models and mentors. They have hands-on activities and the girls-only workshops. She also leads efforts in the Women in STEM Center, which promotes and collaborates with pre-K to 16 educational communities to lead women to pursue STEM education and careers. Finally, Dr. Iriarte Gross is an active member of the Women in Gender Studies Council. She passionately advocates for STEM for all, and we thank her for her continued commitment. Please help me in congratulating Dr. Judith Iriarte Gross as the 2022 STEM Advocate Award recipient. Now, our final award is a very special award. This is the Innovator Award. An innovator is not just someone who makes improvements, but someone who does new things, who introduces new ideas. They are disruptors, instigators, and creators at various stages of their work or implementation. In modeling these roles, the STEM Innovator Award recognizes an individual that has stood out and persevered to introduce new ideas and preparing students for the evolving world that's going to await them after graduation. The STEM Innovator Award recognizes an individual that is leading the way in modeling strong STEM skills today and building the problem solvers for tomorrow. This year's recipient of the STEM Innovator Award is Carlos Galindo. Carlos Galendo is the Outreach and Marketing Coordinator of the Millard Oakley STEM Center at Tennessee Tech University. Carlos has helped advance engagement with students in STEM by developing, planning, and coordinating events throughout the year, such as the Regional Science and Engineering Fair, extensive professional development workshops, and the Regional Science Olympiad. Additionally, Carlos was able to continue serving his community during the pandemic by adapting and delivering programs and creating a STEM at Home program for the Upper Cumberland region. These programs have served hundreds of students, even reaching other states and countries. Carlos has been actively involved in mentoring efforts which are related to student recruitment and retention grant programs that are traditionally marginalized students are utilizing. This includes the STEM Foundry Heritage Fellows, Arise, Hipster, and Science Olympiad Collegiate Scholars, of which he is the program director. Please congratulate me in our 2022 Innovator Award, Carlos Galendo recipient. Carlos is literally the first person to answer an email when you need help and always there with a smile. So now we're going to welcome back up Brandy Stroker, our network director, to continue with designated schools.
Yes. Thank you. All right, let's give our award winners another round of applause. It's amazing. Each of these individuals advocates for STEM in unique ways within their local community. Their efforts make moving STEM forward in Tennessee a possibility. So our next segment focuses on schools that believe STEM and STEAM education provide an authentic, meaningful learning environment for all students. So much so that they have modeled their school culture to align with the attributes of STEM. Now, like I've said before, this work would not be possible without the support of the Tennessee Department of Education. So please help me welcome Deborah Knowl, Senior Director of Career Readiness, to the stage.
Good morning. Thank you, Brandy. It is so wonderful to see everyone in person. It truly has been an incredible 2 days interacting with all of you and seeing your enthusiasm and love for teaching with our students here in Tennessee. The STEM school designation is a roadmap that we have crafted to simply lay out what gold standard implementation should look like in every school. Whether you're in elementary, middle, or high school, from a rural or urban setting, any school can achieve this that has a drive and passion for implementing STEM or STEAM strategies as a community. It is a process that you may not be sure you're ready for, or you're just beginning to look at embedding STEM or STEAM in career awareness at your school. But I encourage you to go to the TSIN's website at tsin.org and download a copy of the rubric, as it will give you the roadmap on how to get there. Reach out and connect with a STEM or STEAM designated school and seek answers to your questions and begin to build a community of teachers beyond your walls of your individual schools. The Tennessee STEM Innovation Network and the Tennessee Department of Education are here to help. Use us as a resource. We're here to see you succeed. For in your success, there are thousands of students reaping the benefits, finding their own accomplishments in school, and extending that success to building up your communities right here in Tennessee. I once heard a quote that still resonates with me. Too often, we give our children answers to remember rather than problems to solve. By giving your students authentic problems, using critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration skills, you're not only preparing them well for the content, but you're really preparing your students for life. Thank you for teaching our students, and thank you for giving them the gift of the love of learning through STEM and STEAM. And with that, I would like to introduce to you one of your greatest supporters you will ever meet. She is someone who is absolutely dedicated to making sure our students and teachers are given the best opportunities to grow in their learning and in their profession. She has been a champion for supporting and growing STEM and STEAM education here in Tennessee from the first day she became the commissioner. It is now my great honor to introduce you to Commissioner Penny Schwinn, Commissioner for the Tennessee Department of Education.
Well, good morning. It's nice to be here. I think the last time I was here, I went on and on about humdingers in my 4th grade class and how exciting I was to finally get to go humding. And so I was thinking about it today. My daughter actually had a presentation this morning, so I was zooming in as I was driving here. She spent pretty much all spring raising money for an organization called the Nashville Dolphins, which empowers students with special needs and people with special needs to learn how to swim. And so we were talking about it this morning because she was a little nervous for her presentation. And I was like, well, Ellie, why are you so nervous? And she said, well, I have to talk in front of like 10 people. And I was like, Mommy's gonna talk in front of a few more people today, so we're just gonna be nervous together. So I appreciate what it takes for you all to drive here, be here, and more importantly, what it is you do for your students. And that's why I'm so excited to be here. When I think about the last couple of years since I've been in this room talking about the importance of STEM and STEAM education, I've had the great privilege of being able to be in a lot of classrooms and schools across the state. And I do say, you know, my 2 favorite classroom visits, no matter what, no offense to all of the wonderful teachers out there, but I love sitting on a good kindergarten or 1st grade carpet learning to read, and I love being in a STEM classroom. I love seeing the hands-on learning. I love seeing students with ideas, and they just can't help but scream it out when there's so much energy and chatter and students building off of one another's ideas. It is the very best feeling. The organized chaos of a classroom where students are completely invested in what they are learning is one of my favorite feelings. And I've gotten to see that so much more over the last 3.5 years than I thought was going to be possible. And that movement grows. And I want to talk about the impact that you all have had on policy in the state, the impact that you all have had on funding in the state. Because whether you know it or not, people are talking a lot about what's happening in STEM education in the state of Tennessee. They're talking about how even in a pandemic, it is growing. They are talking about maker spaces, and they are talking about cool things their kids did while their kids were at home. Mine built aluminum foil ships in our bathtub to see who could sink first, and that's still kind of a dramatic thing because Abby lost badly to her older sister. But she is determined, she will persevere. We saw lots of folks who were getting outside and trying to create in their backyards. We saw students who were building trucks and cars out of the things that were just floating around in their homes. Because you all gave our kids good ideas, but more importantly, you gave them a passion for the work and for the learning that's happening every single day from your classrooms. And I just want to say thank you for that. I grew up in a house where my mom is definitely kind of an English history teacher, and that's what she loved. But what she really loved, even more than what she taught, is what she could do with her students and what she could do with her kids. And so I had the great opportunity of being able to get dirty and be able to see what it was like to build and fail and then try again and fail again and try again and fail again. And I will say that of all the lessons that I was able to learn in my education experience, the best lesson I ever had was the art of failure. And I think that sometimes when we think about STEM education, when we think about what it really means to dive into your own learning, it's not actually about getting success the first time. It's that feeling of, I didn't get it quite right, but I'm gonna try again. And then I'm not gonna get it quite right that time, and I'm gonna try again and again and again. And that's the best gift we can give to our students, because it's that critical thinking, it's the love of learning, it's the grit, it's the perseverance, it's the curiosity that actually drives them forward and will make them successful. And so when I think about the impact that you all have had, especially in the last 2 years, I want to give you some concrete examples. We have summer programming, as many of you know, across the state, and it was because of our STEM designated schools that we had the additional funding put in for STEM, which became STEAM, which became STREAM. It was just a whole growing acronym, but that's why it's there. That's why the additional funding was put in, because folks who had been in your classrooms were so inspired by what happened, but more importantly, were inspired by what they saw the students doing in your classrooms, that they wanted to make sure that was funded for all kids in the summer. There was a computer science bill that passed unanimously. And I mean, I'm gonna say that again, because I think we all live in the same country right now, and unanimously, every single person said it is incredibly important that students in our state understand deeply computer science, and part of that conversation was STEM education. We know there's a lot of work to continue to be done. We know how important it is that we continue to push forward. But I did want to take this moment just to celebrate all of you. I am very inspired by what happens. We continue to want to see all of the big, bold new ideas that are coming forward from our schools across the state. And I have never been more proud of public schools than I have in the last year and a half and 2 years. Because even with all the challenges, and we read about them all the time and we don't need to rehash them, we do need to celebrate. And I hope that over the next year, what we see more of are the celebrations of what you've accomplished. The fact that even this year, we have seen more applications to be a STEM designated school than we ever have. We have more designations this year than we ever have. The work continues to move forward and accelerate, and that's just good for kids. It's just really, really good for kids. So as a mom, I'm very grateful because I've got 2 girls who have built a real love of reading, but a real curiosity of what could be. And they continue to ask not just what is and why, but, well, what if? And I hope that for the rest of their lives, my girls start with, well, what if, as opposed to what is. And that is one of the great gifts that I've received as a parent, because I am confident that they will continue to be successful. And I see that in kids across the entire state, and it makes me so proud and so honored to be a very, very small part of it. And with that, we did a lot of thinking in the department, and we said, you know, I am so excited to give out $10,000 to all of these new STEM designated schools, and we have a lot of them this year. But I mean, $10,000 is kind of like whatever. So we are going to do, instead of $10,000 this year, surprise, surprise, we are going to honor all of you with $30,000. I know, that was my favorite part. But then, you know, the mom and me, and I'm gonna give this example because those of you with kids will understand, you pour chocolate milk in 1 cup and then you pour the 2nd cup, and what do they say? Well, she got more, right? So I was thinking about it, and we had a good conversation, and we decided all of our existing STEM schools, we're gonna make them whole. So they will get an additional $20,000 to support. Yeah. But that is, and I love being able to be the Oprah, like, everybody gets $10,000 more. But it is the least we can do, because you all do the work every single day. You've earned it. You've earned that and more. And so hopefully the recognition, you know that it's coming from a place of deep gratitude for all of you. And the money is really a testament to our deep belief that you will do good things for kids, just as you have been, that you will continue to push the envelope. And I hope that what this does is it allows us to continue to invest in STEM education more and more and more every single year. That is our commitment from the department. We will continue to push forward and advocate for that. But I am so excited to be able to sign off all those checks for all the schools that are doing great work, and to officially be able to honor all of you today. Thank you for the work that you are doing on behalf of kids. It means a lot to me as a commissioner, but even more as a mom. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Schwinn, oh my goodness, thank you for your advocacy, for your support, for just advocating for the investment and the work that these schools do every single day. You know, when we visited them, a lot of them said, you know, we have all of these things in place, but we really want to push it forward. We want to, you know, create this or create that, and hopefully this funding can help you all achieve those dreams. So now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Audra Block, the Director of STEAM and Computer Science for the Tennessee Department of Education, and she's going to kick us off with our STEM designated school ceremony.
Greetings. I have the honor of presenting you with our new STEM and STEAM designated schools. Our first STEAM designated school is Arlington High School, Arlington Community Schools. Our next STEAM designated school is Arlington Middle School, Arlington Community Schools. Our next STEM designated school, our first STEM designated school of the day, is Barrett's Chapel School, Memphis Shelby County Schools. Okay. Our next STEM designated school is Black Fox Elementary School, Murfreesboro City Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Blythe Bower Elementary School, Cleveland City Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Bolton High School, Memphis Shelby County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Bradley Central High STEM Academy, Bradley County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Brown Academy, Hamilton County School District. Our next STEAM designated school, Carter Lawrence Engineering Magnet, Metro Nashville Public Schools. Our next STEM designated school, Cleveland Middle School, Cleveland City Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Clinton High School, Anderson County Schools. Our next STEAM designated school, Deckard Elementary School, Franklin County Schools. Our next STEAM designated school is Etheridge Elementary School, Lawrence County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Green Magnet Academy, Knox County Schools. Our next STEAM designated school is Hopgood Elementary School, Murfreesboro City Schools. Our next STEAM designated school is Howard Elementary School, Sumner County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Isaac Litton Middle School, Metro Nashville Public Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Memphis School of Excellence, Mendenhall, Charter. Our next STEM designated school is Millersville Elementary School, Sumner County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Northview Middle School, Dyer County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Parkway Village Elementary School, Memphis, Shelby County Schools. Our next STEAM designated school is Portland Gateview Elementary School, Sumner County Schools. Our next STEAM designated school is Salem Elementary School, Murfreesboro City Schools. Our next STEM designated school is Smyrna Elementary School, Rutherford County Schools. Our next STEM designated school is South Doyle High School, Knox County Schools. Our last STEAM school is Spring Hill Middle School, Maury County Public Schools. And our final STEM school, White House High School STEM Academy, Sumner County Schools. At this time, I would like to invite Brandy Stroker back to the stage.
Let's give our STEM and STEAM designated schools another round of applause. Woo! I can tell you these schools have worked really, really hard to make sure STEM and STEAM education is an integral part of their culture. So thank you all so much. Thank you to the commissioner, thank you to the department, as well as the governor's office for supporting this work. Thank you to the individuals and the schools for investing time and energy into making STEM a priority every single day. So moments like this really do refresh my spirit and remind me why we do what we do. And it's so students, all students, have the opportunity to experience learning in a meaningful way, and they see a bright future ahead of them, full of possibilities. And you all make that happen. So I hope this experience leaves you invigorated and excited. You're going to go into the summer with great ideas for planning, wrap up the school year with exciting activities for your students. Thank you so much for joining us for the summit. We have truly enjoyed all of you being here. Again, it's been 2 very long years, so having you all here together has been amazing. I do just have one final note. So upon request, you guys will receive certificates for attendance for professional development hours, for attending the learning sessions yesterday, and if you attend any of the on-demand learning sessions today. A link will be sent to you after the conference to request that credit, it's also approved for 6 hours of tassel credit. Unfortunately, we're unable to provide credit for sessions viewed on demand after the conference. So anything viewed today would count towards professional development hours. Thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, we've truly enjoyed you. We cannot wait to see you next year. Mark your calendars. We don't have a date yet. It's in May, but please, just know it's coming. We want to see you again next year. Thank you all so much.